Hi, this is Kirsty at Navigating Baby, and today I'm making little girl cupcake toppers. You can also use them on biscuits. So this one's got blonde hair that you're looking at, but now we're going to make one with brown hair. So what you're going to need is a cookie cutter, circular cookie cutter, preferably with a flat cutting edge, and you want it to be about the same size as the top of your cupcake or biscuit. You're also going to need some flesh-coloured, ready-to-roll fondant icing. I've got some brown as well, which I've made from white, so I've added green and red food colouring to that to make the brown for the hair. And then you're going to need some red. So I've already cut these into little rectangles. Some red fondant icing for her bows, and then also some black to do her eyes. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, you're going to roll out your flesh coloured icing to slightly bigger than your cutter. Press the cutter in so that you get your circular face. I'll take that bit away. We're going to keep the offcuts because we're going to use those to make her a little nose. And then you're going to take your brown, so I'll just slide that over there. Press this out a little. And we're going to roll it out. Now, it doesn't need to be the full circle. It doesn't need to be even at this point. You just need to get it so that it's wider, longer than your cutter, so that you can then take your cutter and cut out like a semicircle-ish shape. So we're going to flatten that off with a knife. And then what you're going to do is cut a little V out of it. So we're kind of making a fringe. So we're going to cut a triangle out of it. And then using your knife, just cut the edges off that triangle so that it's not quite so defined. And then using your finger, just round it off even more. So that's like her little parting. Then we're going to take some water on a paintbrush. Well, a cake paintbrush, not just one from your kids' craft box, I recommend. And then you're going to take her little bit of hair and stick it on to your face shape. So with the leftovers, then you're just going to cut a long rectangular shape. So no particular length, cut that in half. This doesn't even need to be very pretty when you join it. You're just kind of going to point it slightly at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that well on the video. So you're just kind to make it down into a sort of a soft point at the bottom. So as if it were pigtails, really. This is what we're trying to create. Then we're going to get our paintbrush again, paint the side of the face. And then you're going to plop it on there. Now, there's obviously a yucky looking join. We're not going to worry about that, because we're going to cover it with a bow. So we're going to do the same on the other side and stick it on. And you really don't need to worry about these being like particularly even or anything, because I mean, whose hair is perfect when you put it in a bunch? Not mine. So then you're going to get a little bit of your red or whatever colour you want to use for the ribbon. You're going to cut a little rectangle. This is going to be kind of hard to see, but what you're going to do is take the rectangle and just squeeze it slightly in the middle. So you're getting like a little bow shape, and then you can just press it out slightly. So then get a little bit, a really small bit of the same colour. Roll it out so you've got a little, tiny little sausage. And then get your water, pop a little bit on your bow and put it over the top. And then again, you're just going to squeeze. Et voila, a bow. And then you're going to put your water over that crack where you join the pieces together and stick on your little bow. And now you can't see the bit where you had the slightly dodgy looking connection. So same for the other side. Just cut that off a little bit long. That one's actually stuck quite well, but just put a bit of water there. Stick on her other bow. So I've got icing sugar on my mat to make sure that things don't stick. But don't worry about that if you can see it on the darker colours. So you just use a bit of water and your paintbrush. You're just going to melt it into the existing icing. Okay, so then a little bit of the offcuts of the flesh colour rolled into a ball. That's going to give her a jolly large nose. We might make that a little smaller. And sticking it on again with our water. And water really is enough to stick these things on. You don't need anything more than that. So then you're going to take small bits, really small bits of black, roll them into a ball. Again, a little bit of water. And you're just going to drop them onto the face to make her little eyes. You do want these to be roughly the same size, otherwise she might start to look slightly peculiar. And then finally, we're going to take another little bit of red and we're going to make her lips. That's slightly too long. So it's just rolling it into a little sausage and then shaping it up like a little smile. Now you can also, if you're so inclined, give her rosy cheeks. I'm not going to though, but you can if you want. And then that is it. That's our little brown haired girl. And we saw at the beginning our blonde little girl.